go to the crib, edit the video. Yo, bro, ain't you that one dude that's not subbed to my channel? Hold on, I'll be back. You think it's sweet?
Oh, you not subbed, bro.
Pull up in that soft top like one brush bristles. Too much drink, unfortunately, I had missed the breakfast. I wanted to hit Alexis, so I bought a mama Lexus. Can't no bitch hit my cup, that made me a sexist. Can't no nigga hit my cup, she ain't pretty. And told them folks I was the one, I don't think they took me serious. I raised my voice in case.
Hello?
I seen you get knocked the fuck out yesterday. That's crazy. All you had to do was subscribe.
Yo, YouTube, we back with another story time, man. I don't even know what my intro is off Twitch. I guess that's it. So yeah, y'all seen this video, that's just the intro. That's it if we not on stream, I guess. But boom, y'all, today I'm telling the story time. But I'm not on stream right now. We did the subathon, even though we didn't hit our sub goal. It was still a good subathon. I had a lot of fun. We gained a lot of new people. We hit 200 during the subathon. Feel me? Bro, we did. It was a great subathon though. We just didn't hit the sub goal. But other than that, so the subathon was great. We back tomorrow. So yeah, if y'all seen this video, the day that it dropped, we back on stream tomorrow, and we streaming every day after. So yeah, I just did my little break from streaming, just a little bit. You know, mental clarity. Aside from that, we back, chat. All I'm saying, chat, and we on YouTube. Bro, I gotta come back to just tube by itself. Cause I done forgot to be a YouTuber. It's so weird talking to the cam right now. Like, I'm not used to talking to the cam and telling the story time without chat. So I'm just gonna imagine that I'm on stream. So yeah, if y'all keep hearing me say chat, I'm a Twitch streamer, y'all. But y'all are gonna be starting to get new content on YouTube. If y'all was wondering where I was at and why I was off Twitch for as long as I was, we getting stream right. Like, our first stream back's gonna be great. But boom, yo, we doing a story time today. And this story time is how I got backdoored by somebody named Phillip, bro. Yes, I got backdoored by somebody named Phillip. Y'all go ahead and laugh, bro. His name was Phillip, and he basically backdoored me and made me fail the entire class, bro. Crazy. But yeah, y'all, this happened when I was in 6th grade. Y'all, the middle school that I went to was right down the street from Central's campus. If y'all don't know what Central is, it's a college. It's basically like a criminal justice school. Like, I think they got the highest, like, they the best school for like criminal justice in the country, whatever. North Carolina Central University. And I was going to middle school right down the street. So all of the teachers that I had pretty much was like alumni from NCCU. And our school was kind of based around, okay, if you went to the school, you probably would end up going to Central when you get older. It was a public school, but it was a magnet school at the same time. So like, it was really, really smart kids at our school. Phillip was one of the really, really smart kids, but it was a lot of smart kids at our school. I was just there because it was a public school. I won't, feel me, over here overachieving in school. But bro, it don't matter because we all graduated and got the same piece of paper. Whether you was there for being smart or you was there just because you lived right down the street from the school. I had lived right down the street from the school. But yeah, y'all, the way this school was set up, this school was so ghetto, but the school was also like super, I don't know how to put it, like, we were funded by a lot of alumni from Central. So like, that's where most of the money for like field trips, whatever, all that stuff was coming from. So in this particular class that this story time is about, I had a law class, y'all. This is not a regular law class. This was like jury duty show up type thing. Like, our literal classroom was a courtroom. Like, the class was an actual courtroom. We were sitting where the jury would sit at for that entire class. And our teacher would be sitting on like the little podium thing. Like, she would literally show up gown like a judge. She got a little gavel on her desk, whatever. Like, she, like, bro, it's like an actual courtroom. Like, she's sitting where a judge sits in the courtroom. We sitting where a jury sits in the courtroom. So this class, it was a law class, and it was basically like a civics class for 6th graders, middle schoolers, whatever. It was literally just like a high school civics class. We was learning all about American history, yeah, all about the law, the amendments, all that stuff. Like anything that you can think America, we was learning that inside the class. Anything you think of like law-wise, we was learning that stuff in class. We was learning Miranda rights. I remember we had a test. We had one test in that class, and the test was literally to recite the Miranda rights. That little, whatever speech they give you when they arrest you, you got the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do, something court of law. That was literally a test we had to recite it. That was our first test inside that class. And it wasn't a lot of people in that class. Now I don't know, like, yes, your slow type stuff, but yeah, it was like probably 15 kids in there. And that's a small class for the school that I went to, because that public school had a lot of kids in it. So like if you have a class with less than 30 people in it, like either you up top, or it was literally just this law class. Like this the only class that had 15 kids in it. So you had to like almost get accepted to this class. It wasn't that like when I took this class, the class was like low key. It was a year-long class too. You have semester-long class and then you have year-long classes. This class was a year-long class, and we was just learning about American like literature, whatever. And not a lot of people knew about it. I think that's why it wasn't a lot of people inside of there. But I'm glad I got in that class because it helped me learn a lot. That's probably one of the only classes I ever took in school that I still use to this day. Because I be knowing what be going on. Bro, this light's bright. But I be knowing what be going on. So boom, Phillip. Bro, yes, his name was Phillip. I don't even care, bro. Yes, he not getting a fake name. His name was Phillip. It was probably 14 other kids inside my class, but this specifically is about Phillip. Bro, Phillip, our teacher used to be making us like arch nemesis in class. Like, we was not beefing with each other. Mind you, Phillip is black. We was not beefing with each other or nothing. Bro, Phillip had a girlfriend whole time, right? Mind you, in this class, the first day of school, we got split in half. So if it's like 15 of us, whatever, 15, 14 of us, it was 7 of us to a side. One was the defendant, and whatever the other, like whatever the opposite of being a defendant in court, like whatever. Either you're defendant or like you're the plaintiff or defendant, like civil court type stuff. We were split in half. The entire class, we were basically arch nemesis with people that was on the other side of the class. She split us first day. Our whole class was literally based off the court system. So everything we did was based off court, whatever. Phillip was on the other side of like the one side, and I was on the other side. She had us beefing the entire school year. Phillip got a girlfriend, whatever. His girlfriend was on my side, and I had a couple friends that was over there too. So she was like, okay, first day of school, alright, I'm gonna give y'all the rules, do a little rundown of the class, whatever. You're not supposed to talk about any of the assignments when you're split in half. So when we have tests at the end of the week, we're taking the same test. But when we're learning about certain things, we're learning both sides. But we have 2 tests a week. So one test will be a class test based off everything we learned for the week, and then the other test will basically be like our class was split in half. So we were both like learning the same thing, but 2 different things at the same time. We were learning different sides of the law, but at the end of the day, we was learning the same law. So like, what one half of the class learned, the other half of the class learned the opposite, like pros and cons type stuff. So what our job, like basically the number one rule in the class, do not discuss with the other side of the class what you learned, because at the end of the year, we do this thing where basically we're in a real like court. It's a jury and everything. The jury is like a whole bunch of teachers that have no idea what we doing, whatever. And we play roles in a crime that was committed, whatever. And the jury is gonna find us guilty or not guilty. Whoever wins, everybody on their side automatically passes the class. And whoever loses, they're graded based off what they did as part of their team or throughout the year, whatever. So it was basically on some like, if you lose, you fail the class. Whatever. This is the reason why you're not supposed to speak about what you learn on your side, and they're not supposed to say what they learned on their side, because they're learning stuff against y'all, and you're learning stuff to help you win. It's literally like a real court. Like, you lose, like, bro, you're going to jail, whatever. So, boom, Phillip, the ops, his girlfriend was on my side of the class. That's why she made it super clear. I didn't know they was dating at the beginning of the year though. So we learning whatever, and I'm gonna fast forward this like a little bit because the stuff that happened in the middle of the year not really important. I just had to let y'all know how the class worked. Towards the end of the year, this the end of my 6th grade year, she gives us the scripts for the court case. I don't know their side, they don't know our side. This is probably the most important assignment of the entire year. This is make or break. They cannot know what we know. Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all, okay, boom. Let me put it like this. This is the exact script that she gave us. I think this is something along the lines of that. It's 3 teenagers. We're going A, B, and C. Teenager A, teenager B, teenager C. Teenager A, B, and C all rob a gas station, and they unalive the cashier inside of the gas station. Okay, now one of these teenagers were there, did not commit the crime directly, and they also will be able to get out of jail if my team can basically prove his innocence in the situation. Here's the kicker, whatever. One of the teenagers, their mom was kidnapped and held hostage, or got a death threat or something like that sent to them, basically saying if your teenager does not come with us and do this crime, you will get unalived. So our job as our side of the class is to prove the teenager's innocence so he can get out of jail, and just basically say that I did not commit this crime. They told me to come with them and do this crime, or else they was going to do this. Then you can basically plead self-defense and get out innocently, like you're innocent. The other side does not know this. Yo, we back. The camera died. But yeah, where was I at? Oh yeah, they had us cuffed. I was excited, whatever. She like, yeah, the case number, teenager A, B, and C versus the state of North Carolina. I'm sitting here like, yeah, it's real. And then boom, we go up on a stand. I'm sitting there. They like, okay, boom. The first thing they do is let like the people, like they let me speak first. They was like, is there anything you want to tell the court before you go up on the stand? I said, I'm innocent. I want to prove my innocence today. And I want to apologize to the victim's family for me even being in attendance for this happening. And then boom, I had went up on the little stand, whatever. They was like, okay. Like, mind you, I have a lawyer that's on my side that can say objection like at any time. And it's like real court. So you can say, objection, Your Honor. Well, yeah, objection granted. You can't ask them type of questions. It's stuff like that. Bro, my lawyer is Phillip's girlfriend, chat. The person I was playing, the lawyer, is Phillip's girlfriend. So she knows information about the case that I don't know. I know information about the case that she doesn't know. I didn't tell her everything. You have the choice whether to tell your lawyer everything or just what you want them to know. I told her everything that she needed to know, but I didn't tell her everything that I knew. So, boom, she my lawyer. Phillip is basically the person that's supposed to be trying to rule me guilty, whatever. So he's on the other side. He's gonna be the one asking me questions. Bro, I'm sitting on the stand. My heart started beating a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. Bro, your lawyer's job is to basically say objection to any question that I'm not supposed to answer, because I'm supposed to answer every question that pretty much when I'm up there. I can't like just say, well, I could say I plead the fifth, but basically any question that they ask me, I'm supposed to be up there answering it. So the lawyer's job, my lawyer's job is to say objection to anything I'm not supposed to answer, or to end up kind of putting me in like a box me in the corner. I'm basically like getting boxed in or whatever. So I'm on there. Phillip started asking me questions. Where were you this and this night? I said, camera footage showed that I was at the gas station the night that this happened. I didn't pull the trigger. I was outside the entire time on lookout. Okay, cool. Phillip asked me, why were you on lookout? I said, this crime that they're claiming that I committed was me doing this and like defending my mom. They had my mom held hostage, whatever they said they were gonna film me do it to her if I didn't come with them. They said, and now everybody in there going, because they side didn't know this. Only people that knew this was my side. Bro, Phillip starts sweating. I'm looking at his face. He's super black. He African. So you like, bro, you know, feel me? It's court light. So, bro, he's sweating. He real life sweating. I'm like, I got nervous. Now I'm up there cheesing. I'm like, the judge, like my teacher, who was a judge, she was like, yo, Phillip, you got any more questions? He's like, yeah, I have a couple more questions. Mind you, it's a question limit. Anything after that, I don't have to answer, but they basically like, yeah, would you like to answer the rest of these questions? Because the more questions they ask, the less likely they are to win the case. The more questions I answer, the less likely they are to win the case. So I'm like, okay, whatever makes them less likely, because I don't know what the rest of my teammates know. Like the rest of my filmy team know. So I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible. I ain't gonna lie, it was low-key fun being on the stand. I was being a rat. Well, like, 4th grade though. Not like that. I was ratting 4th grade, but it was kind of fun being up there. So I'm still up there. Oh yeah, they had took the hand. I don't know why I still got my hands behind my back. They took the handcuffs off when I went up there anyway. So she like, yeah, Phillip, would you like to ask me more questions? She asked me if I'm cool with him asking more questions. I said, yeah. He started asking stuff that nobody would know. On some like, either you're very, very smart and you overthink, which is not really Phillip. Like Phillip is smart, but he not overthinking that much. Bro, he pulled a Houdini and knew some stuff that only I was supposed to know. I don't even know how she knew, but I'm knowing she told him. I'm like, I was having like suspicions, like, oh, they probably is talking to you about the case, but I don't know that she knows. She seen my paper. I left my paper like whatever. I think I left my paper in the class one day, and she looked at my paper and seen like the notes and stuff that I was taking about the case. She told him, and I think she took a picture of it and sent it to him. So he asked me questions. I didn't plan for this. I'm like, okay, based on the script, if he asked me this specific question, I'm gonna let him know the information. If he know it already, he can spin this question any type of way he wants. This jury don't know about, oh, they only know this. They don't know none of the information, so they seeing this like they real life jury duty. Phillip started asking me stuff like, why do we find this and this at your house? And these messages and these screenshots, he's reading screenshots that only I was supposed to have. The screenshots I had was screenshots from anonymous number sent from my mom's phone. A fake scam likely called that that bro had picked up, and he basically was telling him that his mom was being held hostage. And I think it was another call of the dude that had basically said he was going unalive the teenager that I was playing his mom. Basically, me basically calling him saying, yeah, whatever, like, job done, or me calling one of the teenagers basically saying the job was done, and him saying he was gonna let my mom go. But he only said half of it. So that means that either I just don't answer the question, which makes me look wild, or I answer the other half of the question. They're like, how you know that? It was one of them. It was like you will only know that if you did it. So I can't not answer the question. And the whole jury, everybody in the back, My team looking confused. Mind you, the question he asked me was an objection to the court. The way that he asked me the question was an objection to the court. You can't ask somebody, like, I think it's a certain way that you word a question, or like certain questions that you can't ask in court. My lawyer is supposed to say I object. She knew this though. Before we even got in here, the first thing we discussed is if they ask this question, say I object. She didn't say I object. Now one time she didn't say I object. I'm like, okay, cool. I answered the question. It kind of get me wrapped in a little bubble. I'm trying to over-explain my way out of it. The judge says, stop. Mind you, now I'm sweating. Phillip stopped sweating and he passed all the sweat to me. Now I'm sweating. Phillip asked me another question. He asked me something basically that was gonna make me look guilty anyway. They haven't even went on the stand yet. The question that he asked me made me look guilty. It was something along the lines of like, the whatever blick you had at this and this time, and on camera they seen this. If they played like fake camera footage, and on the camera we seen this, and in your book bag we found this. Mind you, the court never took the teenager that I was playing book bag. Not one time. They never took the book bag. Leading up to this court case, before we even knew what the court case was about, our teacher was making us do things that would be coming up as evidence later on before we even knew about it. So, she had ended up giving me like a piece of paper or whatever. We had our roles already. She had ended up handing me a piece of paper, or handed all of us a piece of paper, and basically said, write this name, write this word on here, write this word on here, write this word. The word that I just wrote on the board, write this one. Can you say this word into this phone? Like, and it all came back as evidence later, and he was starting to use this against me. She can stop him and say objection. She didn't stop him and say objection at all. So Phillip I'm on the stand, Phillip eating me up. Phillip side-eyed me, side-eyed my teacher, side-eyed his girlfriend, side-eyed the team. She's sitting there smiling. He said, no further questions, Your Honor. They take me off the stand. I said, yo, I'm looking at her like she crazy, because why would you just let him do that? And he knows stuff that only I'm supposed to know. I don't even know how she knew. But he started saying stuff that only she knew. I was so cooked. Now, here go the other side. On the other side, you have two people playing a teenager. The person that's going to be asking the other side questions was my lawyer. The person who's being my lawyer. She going up asking them dumb questions. Mind you, have a time limit, and they can just say no further. Like, you have a question limit. Everybody's going over the questions that like they should ask. We cut out certain questions. We was like, okay, cool. We're going to ask this one, this one, and this one. We came up with that as a team. You're going to ask this question, this question, and this question. You can pick what order you do it in, but feel me? The questions you ask are important. It's a list of questions that you can ask. The questions that you ask are important because you only have a certain amount of time to basically prove somebody guilty or prove somebody innocent. So she go up there, waste like 5 minutes just asking dumb questions. Where were you this night? Obviously they were there. It's on camera. We just watched it when I was on the stand. What were you wearing this night? We were all wearing the same thing. It doesn't matter. Where's your phone? Mind you, it's already in custody. It's part of our side of evidence. Like, she's asking them just useless questions. She spent 5 minutes, and they taking as long as they can to answer it because they smart, obviously. They taking as long as they can to answer it because once that timer go out, if she wants to ask more questions, she can say, yes, I would like to ask more questions, and they can say, yeah, I'll let them do that. But, bro, our 7 minutes go out. Why she didn't ask no more? She didn't do nothing important. She didn't ask anything important. She asking them questions that don't matter. Mind you, she could have asked the judge, can I get some more time? Can I get some more questions? She don't ask her nothing. No further questions, Your Honor. Okay, cool. We didn't get no information out of it. Now it's all in the jury hands. The jury say, the jury literally clean swept and picked their side. So we lost, by the way. Clean swept and picked their side. The judge said, yeah, we rule in favor of the so-and-so of the state, whatever. Bro, the police officer, man, he put the handcuffs on me. He put them on tight this time. He looked at me like I was crazy. And bro, he walked me into a storage closet, took the handcuffs off, and I took off that uniform. The uniform stunk, by the way. I don't know if they cleaned it. I don't know how long it's been sitting in there. It was an orange uniform, and it said YDC Youth Detention Center or something. YDCNC, something like that. Bro, I was pissed because y'all, my grade was so low in this class. For me, like, bro, I was paying attention, bro. I promise I was, but bro, my grade was just low in this class because I stopped putting effort into like the classwork assignments we was doing. We did a lot of like, read this book and write all of this information down. We was doing a lot of them assignments at that time, so I ain't gonna lie, I was not feeling it. I wasn't doing them assignments, so my grade in the class was a little low. I had to win the case. I just knew we was gonna win, and we lost. The case over. Phillip over there laughing, smirking at me, side-eyeing me. His girl side-eyeing me. His girl walk out the class. She in the hallway hugging Phillip. You did such a great job, Poppy. Oh, great job, Poppy. Poppy this, Poppy that. Phillip is African. Full-on African. Phillip ain't Poppy. Phillip not Poppy nothing. I'm feeling fully backdoored. I literally got backdoored, chat. And I came back in there the next day, and I failed the entire class, bro. I failed the assignment. I failed the class. My teacher was like, yeah, Phillip just did such a great job. She over here glazing Phillip. I was pissed. I really wanted to say, bro, y'all better be glad I was not a rat. Because, bro, I would have literally said, bro, she told him all the information, bro. Bro, she's sitting there glazing Phillip. Phillip did the assignment almost textbook perfect, and this, it was just a amazing, phenomenal job up there, and she was glazing my lawyer too. She was glazing Phillip's girlfriend. Yeah, you did such a great job. It really just, you did amazing. I failed the assignment. She like, yeah, it was certain questions and stuff that, he just had the information and you didn't. And you should, like, the same face I'm making right now, I was really sitting here like this. In shock. Cause what? But yeah, y'all, that's how I got backdoored by an African named Phillip. Phillip, if you watching this, you still lame. I didn't forget what you did. If your girl watching this, well, matter of fact, gay. But, bro, if she's watching this, all this poppy stuff, you a L too, you lame too, just for doing that. Boom, YouTube, if you made it to the end of this story time, comment L Phillip. Comment L Phillip girlfriend. One of them two. I'm going to see the comment. I'm going to like the comment. Twitch, I'm back on Twitch tomorrow. I'll lay out, man. We out.